I'll call this meeting to order. This meeting and all other meetings of this council are open to the public. Proper notice has been posted and given to the press in accordance with Wisconsin statutes, so the citizenry may be aware of the time, place, and agenda of this meeting. Roll call.
Appleby?
Here.
Kemp? Aye. And Nadolski's excused.
Number 2, make a motion to approve the minutes from May 9th, 2016 meeting.
So moved.
All in favor, aye? I made the motion.
Okay, so your motion, Mike with the second?
Yep.
Okay. Yep, go ahead.
Number 3, citizen appearances. There is none. Number 4, municipal building construction update.
We're still working on a lot of the punch list items. Oddly, this time around, what you'll see in your packet is change order number 6. Change order number 6 has a lot of items that have been hanging out there for quite some time. But with the development of change order number 6, IMO was looking to incorporate this into their pay request, and we have not received a pay request as of yet. So for tonight, you'll see on your agenda, it's on the agenda, but we do not have a pay request to review, so there will be none. There will be no owner direct purchases. We didn't get any of those either. And what we'll have instead is the change order number 6. For the full council, because we're meeting in the same night, I put all of these items on the agenda with consideration or possible action for the full council, but I'm going to ask, obviously we don't have a pay request, and I'm going to ask that the shelving and the cleaning be held. So we won't have any action here or at council. The two we're going to act on are the change order and the checks. So it should be pretty straightforward. So if you don't mind, we'll skip down to change order number 6. The amount on there is proposed to be $11,433.54. And then what you'll see then on page 2 and 3 is a rundown of the items that make up that amount. I apologize, I do not have Cedar on the phone here. They did have another commitment they were at, but they did say that if we needed to give them a call, we could. But we're looking at item number 1, soffit corridor in 219, which is the middle walkway on the second floor. This is required to transition the ceiling height on the south side of the open space in the police department. Ceiling transition, coordinating with the existing conditions, $376.99. Number 2 was construction bulletin 15 for the dumpster pad with driveway and sidewalk. This involved changes to the amount of sidewalk, driveway, apron, and an increased length of the trash enclosure to accommodate additional trash receptacles along the building. Cost included the additional concrete reinforcement, the trash enclosure, and labor. The dumpster pad, driveway, and the sidewalk, what they have on here is $3,126.72. I will tell you a concern I have is with the location of the gas meter, we're not able to get 2 dumpsters back in behind this enclosure. What we're able to get is a dumpster for recycling, and instead with the garbage, we're going with 90-gallon, 95-gallon carts. So we've got 2 carts. We can't fit a second dumpster in there with the location of the gas service. It's kind of a concern there. Number 2, CB16 is elevator access to the basement. We had requested this because when we completed the technology with the door access, we talked about key fobs for the building. One of the concerns that we had when we were just walking through in April was that the elevator did not have a lock to lock out the basement. And with our technology, some evidence storage, the locker rooms, the intent was that we wouldn't have that open to the public. And what we're looking at here is a cost from Otis. Basically, it's to add a card control access for the elevator, allow city staff to control access to the basement. Cost includes materials, installation, and coordination and programming with Otis, the elevator company. And then what they're going to do with Heartland is they're going to add one of the black key fob readers inside the car of the elevator, because then our key fob system is going to incorporate the elevator. $1,413.72. Number 4, front sidewalk corrections and brick ledge. During the demolition, the front sidewalk along Building A, which was the City Hall building, discovered that the sidewalk did not extend underneath the stone, nor was there a foundation under the stone. The CB construction bulletin required adding additional sidewalk and a brick ledge for the support of the new brick and additional sidewalk. Costs include removal of the concrete sidewalk, a new brick ledge, and a new concrete sidewalk along Building A, again the old City Hall. What they're qualifying this as is an unforeseen condition, $3,509. Number 5, core the floor for IT boxes. This was the cutting of the concrete floors in order for the conference rooms and then for the wooden floor up here in the council chambers to get the power to our tables. They had Krieger Electric was deemed to be the cheapest vendor to do that rather than like a Heartland. That's $700.13. Number 6, change to the wireless door actuators. This changes the restroom door operator actuators from wired to wireless. The documents did not include wiring for the actuators. So on what they're talking about is for the restrooms, the automated buttons on the wall that open the door. There was a little bit of a miscommunication on whether those were supposed to be wireless or wired, and in the plan they didn't have any wiring for them, so they had to convert them to be a wireless, the door actuators. In lieu of wiring, a price was requested to change the remotes over to wireless. That's $600.63. Page number 2, elevator floor finish. And I'm again just reading off of Cedar's memo here. The plans did not call out a specific floor finish in the elevator. In review with the elevator company, the floor was proposed to be completed to provide a longer life. Cost of installation, materials, and labor. So what you'll see is that luxury vinyl tile, which is in the community room and it's in the hallway out here. They put that in the elevator because in the plans they did not specify a flooring to go in the elevator. $124.07. Fire extinguisher for the elevator equipment. The state inspector had requested that a fire extinguisher needed to be installed in the elevator equipment room, which is in the basement. That is $123.42. Wireless door buttons, electrical. The door operators at the 4 public restrooms were provided in the project. However, the power was not specified. So where we talked about wiring or wireless, the power itself was not specified either in the plans. To get power in, they powered each of these so that the doors would work. $497.67. Number 10, right now we're working off of Charter phone systems. We switched over maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago. And when it came to the fire alarms and the elevator alarm, those systems required an analog only phone line. And when we had contacted Charter, Charter is, I believe it's digital, so they don't have analog only phone lines. So in order to pass inspection to move into the building, we needed an analog phone line for the elevator, and we needed 2 of them for the fire alarm to call out. And with that, there was added site work for SentryTel. Basically what we did is we installed a 16 by 14 inch box on the back of the building that they could locate their service, get it in the conduit and into the basement. $325.63. Number 11, power to the aluminum doors with crash bar. These are like the doors here for the city council chambers, also the doors at the entryways where there's glass with aluminum around the outside. This work was required to integrate the access control. Access control is the key fob system. The hardware met the specifications for the doors. However, during coordination, Heartland had requested an additional power cable be extended to the doors. Contractor was requested to provide power to each door. The work was required to complete the door operators. I will tell you that on a couple of occasions in coordinating Krieger Electric and Heartland, the powering to the doors, some of those items were called out in our construction plans. So Krieger Electric and Immel had done some of the electric in the doors. And Heartland, with being hired by us and not part of the contract, they had in their quotes some of the work to be done too. And so there was some coordination on who's supposed to provide what and what can we get a credit for on each side. One note I can give you is that we had worked with both of them ahead of time before the contract went out, so we're hoping not to get the overlap. But with this, what happened was in installing the aluminum doors with the power supplies and installing the door access systems, the correct power to open up the doors downstairs had not been identified. This was to power it through Krieger Electric, $826.56. And number 12, there is a credit. The credit is for tracer wire access boxes. Contractor installed tracer wire access boxes at the building in 2 of the 3 locations. Third location could not be completed due to concrete sidewalk. The connection lugs required within the storm sewer was not completed prior to the paving of the parking lot. However, the tracer wire was exposed in the manholes and catch basins to provide access for tracing. Basically what we had here was the new sanitary sewer, water, and storm that's in the parking lot. We installed a tracer wire with the pipe and then brought it up, because whenever we do any work in the parking lot, or if anybody would do any gas work or anything like that, they would need some method to locate. And what they do is they'll take, like, a Metrotech is the locator that we have. They will find one of these tracer wires that terminates, usually up inside a manhole or up against the building. They'll clamp onto that, and then you'll be able to trace the wires. And so on this, what happened was Immel had done a lot of the sewer work in the parking lot. And what they did is, if you look in some of the storm manholes, you'll see a little bit of a green wire just inside the manhole, if anybody goes through and looks at sewers. But that's what that is rather than have like a pin or a bolt to wrap it around, they just coiled it up in a manner that's out of the way. It's still up to code, everything's fine. But because they didn't have to do the work of actually putting it in the way we called it out, we did get a credit of $191. And then the only other note that Cedar had put on here is that throughout this discussion on a change order, there were no impacts on the schedule for the project itself, for the construction bulletins and the changes. A lot of these items go back 8 to 10 months, and a lot of them had been negotiated between Cedar and Immel for at least 8 to 10 months. And as we start to close out the project and get near the final pay requests, these are the items this is the cost that they ended up negotiating. I know that's quite a bit. That's probably the bulk of what's going to be on the finance agenda here, but are there any questions at all?
No, I guess I don't have any questions except, how big of a concern is it with you with the garbage part? Are you worried about it having too much garbage going out, or do you think?
I think we're going to be okay. One of the items that we do have to look at with the council though relates to the rentals for the community room, because at the rec committee what we talked about was we are going to provide adequate dumpsters for people to get rid of their garbage. So with that's going to probably be the wild card. How much garbage is coming out? How much garbage are we accommodating for people? If it means we have to get another container, Gratian is who picks up the garbage right now. If we have to have them come more often, that'll be the big concern. What we were working off of for a long time though was a 50-gallon garbage cart. So we had one garbage can at the old city hall and at the temporary city hall. Now we have basically 4 times the capacity. It's not a dumpster, but it's still 2 95-gallon dumpsters where we had about 50-gallon before. Okay.
So then, for us, do you need us to make a recommendation then to go?
Yeah, if you recommend approval of the change order, again, there isn't a pay request that this would go into, so the pay request would come back to you at a future time.
So I'll make a recommendation to approve the change order number 6 totaling the amount of $11,433.54.
a second. Did you vote?
I didn't, you,
You voted? Okay, sorry.
it was kinda hard to hear what.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so then you wanna hold off on number 5 and number 6, right, you said?
Yeah, so City Hall storage shelving, we did talk to 2 contractors. We're talking to more for the display cases that we still have to take a look at. But neither one of the contractors right now is willing to get on this project right away. So with the shelving in the 2 basement storage areas, we can hold on it. And then also number 6 then is municipal building cleaning quotes. We are talking to 5 different entities right now and 2 different individuals that clean sort of on their own or have their own companies. Some companies require 5 days a week that they're cleaning. Some are suggesting that they're here 5 days a week, but I'm not sure. Number one, 5 days a week looks like it's gonna cost about 20 grand a year, and I don't think that we have a budget to do that. For this year, we're budgeting about $25,000 for half the year to run the building. So number one, there's a budget concern on how many times they're here, and then number 2, I'm not sure we need it 5 days a week for 3 to 4 hours a night. What we're probably thinking is maybe 2 or 3 days a week. And so with that, we're trying to get a better idea on costs. And I think in the end, the answer on how often we need this to be cleaned, we're gonna find it out as we get going. If you just wouldn't wanna get locked into more than what we actually need. So for right now, we're still going back and forth on how many days. But I think I have probably 7 vendors that might be out there. 1 or 2 of them require 5 days a week, so maybe realistically we're looking at 5. But I would ask that you do hold off on that because we don't have a recommendation right now.
Do you need me to make a motion to push those back or just leave them be?
No, we can just hold it, that's
Okay.
fine.
Alright. Moving on, I'll make a motion to approve checks number 32302 through number 32379 totaling the amount of $1,150,268.92.
Roll call vote then. Appleby?
Aye.
Kemp? Okay.
Okay, administrators report.
The only thing we've got, I think you guys came, we saw Damien from Heartland was here at the very end of the day. The community room looks like it's all wired up and should be good to go. I did walk through with the mayor and show him the microphones are working, TV system is nearly working, and then we have Bluetooth. We play music over the speakers and have audio for presentations and that. So they're pretty much done. The Historical Society is looking at holding the History of Cheese event in the community room Thursday night, and they've asked for the ability to use for PowerPoint. They've got Agri-Peer. Richard Wagner's got a presentation too. That should be up and running. And then they were up in here working in here. We thought we would be able to get the brand new AV up and running. You can see on this one monitor we have the camera system working. The video works. Video presentations will work, but the audio is not recording comfortably. It's kind of popping in and out. So they're thinking by tomorrow it should be all set to go. And then the only other note that I will put out there is we did get the settlement agreement that the city council had been looking to get with Immel 2 months ago. We voted to settle the claim that they had made. And I had given you an update in closed session on the fact that we weren't getting a signed agreement back. And we gave them a deadline of tonight to get it to us so that we could start to wrap this up. And they did send us along a signed settlement document today. So that's all I have for right now. And then the only other note that I have is that the first Monday in July would be July 4th. So I'm thinking you'll probably want to meet July 11th. Which is when Public Works is meeting.
Are we before or after Public Works?
It could be either.
What works for you, Mike?
I think they were looking at Public Works no earlier than 6:30. You wanna have finance after Public Works or before?
I would think so. Finance probably got less than, we got a few things, but Public
Yeah.
Works probably got more than.
You wanna have them later then? Okay, so,
We can be later.
Okay.
Finance can be later.
okay. So after Public Works. Okay,
Right. Such other matters authorized by law.
I have none.
Okay. I will make a motion to adjourn at 6:24 PM.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Sorry.
Adjourn.